An orb, known only as it, is cast to the earth to be observed from afar. It has the ability to change forms from beings to beings on whatever reflection it captures. It started as a rock until it ultimately transformed into a young boy named Fushi. Fushi travels the land in hopes of exploring the world. Join us in the thrilling adventure of our hero, Fushi, as he searches for the true meaning and purpose of life. It all started when an orb was cast onto the earth and turned into a stone. As time passed by, the orb took the form of a moss. Then the snow began fall on the land. An injured wolf died beside the stone. The stone then took the form of the wolf. While the wolf was traveling, he met a kid. The kid called him Jowan. It turns out that the kid was the owner of the wolf he took form with. He takes good care of the wolf and it immediately takes a liking to the kid. The next day, the wolf and the kid go out to collect wood. He shares his vision of escaping the barren Arctic and reaching a land full of food and people. After taking some wood, the kid told the wolf that one day he would be able to get out of the Arctic. At night, the kid drew some people at the wall, and he revealed that those people were able to get out of the Arctic and only he and the wolf left. The next day, they started their journey of escaping the Arctic. Their journey went well for days until one day, the kid fell into a frozen lake which injured him. The kid treated his wound, and he assured the wolf he was okay, and that he shouldn't be worried about him. The following day, a blizzard came up, but they just kept on pushing their journey. Several days went by and the boy was still determined to escape the Arctic. He then saw another clue, but this time the direction from the clue had an X mark in it. That's when he realized that his ancestors never escaped the Arctic. He and the wolf then decided to go back to their home. At their home, the boy was depressed to find out that none of his ancestors escaped the Arctic. The boy also had a life-threatening fever from all the blizzards they endured. The boy tells the wolf that he wants him to remember him forever. The next day, the boy died. The wolf tried to wake him up, but he didn't budge. The wolf then took the form of the kid. Our hero then left the house, taking the boy's wish along with him. After days of traveling, our hero finally escaped the Arctic. But a bear suddenly attacks him, leading him to die. But it doesn't matter, you see, our hero was an immortal. Meanwhile, a little girl named March and her sister Perona were introduced. Perona gave March a stuffed toy and March was so happy to finally have her sixth stuffed toy. At their home, March asked her parents when she would be considered a grown-up, because March's dream was to become a mother. His father then told her that to be considered a grown she needed to behave. The next day, Perona planned to take March outside the village. While they were walking, they bumped into Hayes, a government official. So, they were brought back to the village. At the village, Hayes announced that they would choose a candidate to be offered to Onaguma, a spirit bear. March was chosen to be the candidate. Everyone in the village congratulates March and her parents for being chosen. In a private room, her parents apologize to March. It turns out that the chosen candidate will be served as a sacrifice. March rejected the idea of her dying because she wanted to get married. Later, everyone in the village gave March a gift, including her friend Lala, where she received a flower hairpin from her. The next day, Hayes and her men started transporting March to be offered to Onaguma. While they were on the hill, her sister Perona saved her, allowing her to escape. She then fell from the hill and her pursuers tried to chase her. A corpse suddenly woke up which frightened the pursuers, causing them to run away. It turns out that the corpse was our hero. Cleared from the pursuers, March decided to follow our hero. Meanwhile, Hayes caught Perona. Perona planned to let March escape and then fake her death. As March follows our hero, they both see a fruit tree. So, March climbed up the tree to get some fruit. She gave her a fruit and was shocked that our hero eats like a dog. She tried to teach him how to eat with his hands, but all her attempts failed. Our hero ate all the fruits she picked, including hers. After eating, they both lay down to get some sleep. She then had a nightmare about where her little sister was offered to Onaguma because of her escape. A day has passed, and both our hero and March continue to wander the forests. Since our hero still doesn't have a name, March decided to name him Fushi. Meanwhile, Perona was trying to escape from being captive. Suddenly the ground started shaking, and it was caused by Onaguma the spirit bear. The two guards tried to fight him, but the bear easily defeated them. In a nick of time, Perona was able to escape from being tied up and she managed to dodge Onaguma's attack. While she was running away from Onaguma, she fell off a cliff. Luckily, she landed on a lake, leaving her unharmed, so she immediately tried to look for March. Back to our hero and March. Hayes was able to find March and Fushi and she asked March to just come with her. March didn't hesitate to go with her, leaving our hero alone in the jungle. Later, Perona met our hero Fushi. She asked him if she saw a little girl named March, but our hero ignored her and continued to walk. Meanwhile, Hayes gave March a black jelly, then she asked her about Fushi. She told her that she didn't know him and maybe he was just a traveler. But then the guards told Hayes that March was lying because Fushy was actually a monster. The guard from uphill then warned Hayes and her men. He told them that it was dangerous to go any farther because Oniguma started moving. But Hayes ignored his men's warning, and she continued going uphill. The ceremony then started. She tied March to the table ready to give her as an offer. As Oniguma was approaching, she was shocked at seeing Oniguma because she thought that the spirit bear was only a legend. Before Oniguma reaches March, Perona pops up and tries to free March. But Hayes knew that her effort was worthless, so she let Perona be and closed the gate. While closing the gate, he saw a boy. It turns out that the boy was our hero Fushy. Our hero bravely fought Oniguma, and in the end, he managed to win against the spirit bear. Later, March woke up. Hayes freed her and gave them a choice whether they would come with her or she will kill them. Of course, they chose to go with her in order to live. Our hero then approached March. She gave him a fruit, and our hero said thank you to them in his wolf form. Hayes and her subordinates continue their travel, with Perona and March in tow. Perona gets nightmares from her tragic past, walking her up from her restful sleep. An old lady cloaked in a robe appears before March and Perona. She recognizes her as the Yanom shaman who did terrible things to March. The shaman tells them that she has targeted March because she is the prettiest. She explains that the people of Yanom desire the lush lands of Ninana, that they will even go as far as harming other people and making sacrifices. A horrible tradition is passed on and remains a psychological manipulation and occupation to its people. Heron expresses her hatred for the horrible ritual in the pretense of tradition. The shaman tells her that the people of Ninana are kind of the same, faithful to their beliefs. But Perona states that it is only applicable to the elders and that she wants to end the terrible custom immediately. The shaman says that the elder of Ninana won't accept such a thing. They reach an oasis on the road and Hayes allows them to take a bath. After drinking the water from the spring and seeing his reflection in the water, Hayes reverts to his human form. March embraces him, expressing her longing for our hero. Despite transforming back, Fushy still acts like a dog. The group continues their journey. Perona shows her pity towards our hero as he isn't allowed to die, saying that being immortal removes the purpose of living. The night has arrived and Hayes gives March and Perona some Yanom clothing. She informs them that from today on, they will be part of the people of Yanom. They are delighted to see the busy and lively nightlife of Yanom. Amidst her joyful eating, March catches a glimpse of a happy family on the street and remembers the time she spent with her parents. They go to a shop that delivers mail and March writes a letter to her parents, telling them not to worry about her. Hayes informs her that the people in Ninana can't read or write, so they won't be able to understand the letter she will send them. But March proves her wrong. She slams her hand covered with ink on the paper, saying that it is their form of writing. The group shares a delicious meal with each other. Hayes invites March to live comfortably in the warmth of the country of Yanom. Suddenly, the three felt dizzy from the food they ate and fell asleep. Fushy wakes up and he finds himself locked up in a cell. Hayes informs the guards that Fushy is immortal. To test it out, they commanded the prisoners to try and kill him, promising their freedom in return. Our hero transforms into his wolf form and tries to escape, but Hayes shoots him down and is captured. She delivers him to March, telling her to take care of him. Perona resides in the cell above and March gives her the arrow that was stuck on Fushy's body. Fushy digs a tunnel that leads to the corpse of the giant bear. March expresses pity to the poor creature for getting killed in a painful way. Hayes enters the chamber and immediately finds March in her futile attempt to hide. She then throws them back to their cell. While lying down, Perona devises a plan for their escape. March is tasked with taking care of the bear's corpse and she diligently does so. The time for the execution of Perona's plan to escape has arrived, but while she tries to escape, she falls from the wall and is caught. She was able to subdue the guard and take his identity. Then, she goes to March and Fushy's cell to inform them of their escape. Perona sets March, Fushy, and the shaman free. As they were walking down the chamber of the bear, March bade her farewell to the creature. Perona attempts to cut some pieces of the oniguma, but March stops her, saying that it is cruel. She explains that she needs to bring a part of the bear to tell the people of Ninana that the oniguma has been slain. March is insistent with her sentiments, so Perona gives up on cutting the oniguma. The group takes the route of the sewer and escapes the prison. They were able to secure a carriage and make their way out of Yanom. March talks to Fushy, expressing her happiness that they are going home. The child tells her desire to be a mother someday and hopes that the Ninana people will have their writing system. Suddenly, arrows came flying in Perona's direction. It turns out that Hayes has caught wind of their escape and is fast on their trail. While Perona is busy fending off the soldier who boarded their carriage, Hayes draws an arrow and shoots in her direction. March steps in to protect the unguarded Perona, taking the arrow for her. Fushi takes the form of the Oniguma and attacks Hayes. Flashback to the time when Perona first met March. She gives her a stuffed toy, and in return, March offers her some food. That is when the bond between the two started. Perona holds the injured March in her arms, desperately trying to wake her up. Meanwhile, Fushi, in the form of the Oniguma, wreaks havoc in the city. While on death's door, March tells Perona to become a mother in her stead. After some heartbreaking exchange of words, March passes away. Perona takes her lifeless body and jumps off the carriage. On the other hand, our hero continues to destroy the city in his rampage. Perona walks up to him, thanking him for fighting for March's sake. She tells Fushi that it is all fine now, so he turns back to his human form. They see the injured Hayes leaning on some rubble. Perona picks up a blade and points it towards her. In an alternate event, the sight of March getting home safely is seen. She grew up to be a wonderful young lady and took up the role of a mother of several stuffed toys. But then, March realizes that the dreams she has will no longer happen because she died in an attempt of protecting Perona. She embraces the soul of the Oniguma and invites it to go home together. Perona tries to take away her life but was stopped by our hero. The guards of Yanom have arrived and surrounded the group. So, Fushi once again takes up the form of Oniguma and carries Perona on his back. Perona weeps as she embraces March's body. They reach the place of Nina, where the people stares at them with concerned looks on their faces. Perona hands March's letter to her parents and says that March is doing great. They mourn for the loss of their child but still thank Perona for all that she has done for her. Fushi the Oniguma transforms back to his human form, shocking everyone in the village. Suddenly, one of the tribe members informs them that the people of Yanom are coming. Perona tells our hero to escape, saying that his life is something he must win for himself. With a heavy heart, Fushi obeys and slowly walks away. The tribe prepares for the inevitable battle against the people of Yanom. Perona shoots an arrow at Hayes and hits her hand. Conclusion: gaining new bittersweet life experiences, our hero finds himself alone once again as he travels the vast world. Look forward to the thrilling journey of Fushi as he explores the earth in search of the meaning of life.